Oh, what's up, chat? Welcome back to the daily 1 year Bible read on the channel. Today we're using the computer for the 1 year Bible stream. We're using the computer for the 1 year Bible stream, so we're standing, even though my shins hurt. Today is day 188 in a row of our 1 year Bible read. A pretty cool number, not gonna lie. Limitless and infinity. You feel me? Um, and today we're reading from the sixth. I know we should a fourth, but we're 2 days early in our read. What a nice flip. I just did a nice page flip straight to July the 6th. You feel me? So we're 2 days early. So we're not reading from the fourth. We're reading from the sixth because we started 2 days early in our 1 year Bible read. Today we're going to be reading from 1 Chronicles 2:18 through 4. What's up, bros? How you doing, man? 2:18 through 4. We're gonna follow that up with Acts 24 1 through 27. I'm doing pretty good, bro. Happy 4th of July to you, bro. And then Psalms 4 1 through 8, and then Proverbs 18:16 through 18. Yeah, for sure. Happy 4th, man. Happy 4th. I hope you're having a good time. We have some good food, and I hope you get to see the fireworks today. You know. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and get into today's 1 year Bible read. You feel me? It's time to get into our read. Today is day 188 in a row. We do this 1 year Bible stream every single day for 365 days because it's the 1 year Bible, you know. And what we're doing is we're reading the whole Bible in 1 year. Um, and that's how this Bible is structured. And we're on day 188 in a row. Um, Now, 1 Chronicles 2:18 through 4, going through verse 4. So Hezron sons Caleb had sons from his wife Azubah and from Jerioth. Okay, so today's you make a steak with mushrooms. Ooh, that sounds good. I think I might go to the store get a steak too. I think I might go to the store get some steaks too. My mom bought me a grill when it came down here, and I think I might just set the grill up. It's kind of raining though. It's raining today. It's not a pretty 4th of July in Florida right now. It's pretty ugly outside. So I was just kind of like not going to do any of those things. But you might inspire me to get an umbrella and still do it anyways. But let's keep reading. But I want to talk about Chronicles real quick. Chronicles is going to be a lot of names and legacies. So get ready for a bunch of names and legacies. Um, Now 1 Chronicles 2:18 through 4. So we're at Caleb had sons from his wife Azubah and from Jerioth. Her sons were named Jashir, Shobab, and Arden. After Azubah died, Caleb married Ephrathah, and they had a son named Hur. Hur was the father of Uri, and Uri was the father of Bezalel. When Azar was 6 years old, he married Gilead's sister, the daughter of Machir, and they had a son named Segub. Segub was the father of Yair, who ruled 23 towns in the land of Gilead. But Geshur and Aram captured the towns of Yair, and also took Kenath and the 60 surrounding villages. All these were descendants of Machir, the father of Gilead. And soon after Hezron died in the town of Caleb Ephrathah, his wife Abijah gave birth to a son named Ashur, the father of Tekoa. And that food sounds good, bro. The sons of Jeromel, the oldest son of Hezron, were Ram, the firstborn, Banu, Oren, Azim, and Ahijah. Jeromel had a second wife named Atarah, and she was the mother of Onam. The sons of Ram, the oldest son of Jerahmeel, were Mas, Jamin, Ekor, and the sons of Onam were Shammah and Jada. The sons of Shammah were Nadab and Abishur. The sons of Abishur and his wife Abihail were Aban and Molid. The sons of Nadab were Salid and Apiam, and Salid died without children. But Apiam had a son named Ishi. The son of Ishi was Shashan. Shashan had a descendant named Allah. The sons of Jada, Shammah's brother, were Jether and Jonathan. Jether died without children, but Jonathan had two sons named Peleth and Zaza. These were all descendants of Jerahmeel, and Shishah had no sons, though he did have daughters. He also had an Egyptian servant named Yara. Shushan gave one of his daughters to be wife of Yara, and they had a son named Attai. Attai was the father of Nathan, and Nathan was the father of Zabad. Zabad was the father of Ephlal, and Ephlal was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jehu, and Jehu was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Helez, and Helez was the father of Elisha. Elisha was the father of Sisma, and Sisma was the father of Shalom. Shalom was the father of Jechimah, and Jechimah was the father of Elishama. The descendants of Caleb, the brother of Jeremiel, included Mesha, the firstborn, who became the father of Ziph. Caleb's descendants also included the sons of Marishah, the father of Hebron, and the sons of Hebron were Korah, Tapua, Rechem, and Shema. Shema was the father of Raham, and Raham was the father of Joachim. Rechem was the father of Shema. The son of Shema was Maun. Maun was the father of Beth Zur, and Caleb's concubine, Ephah, gave birth to Haran, Moza, and Gaziz. Haran was the father of Gaziz, and the sons of Jadah were Regem, Jotham, Geshem, Pelet, Ephah, and Shaph. Another of Caleb's concubines, Makkah, gave birth to Shabur and Tirhana. She also gave birth to Shaph, the father of Madmanah, and Shiva, the father of Macbeth, Macbedinah, and Gibeah. Caleb also had a daughter named Akash. These were the descendants of Caleb, and the sons of Hur, the oldest sons of Caleb's wife, Ephrathah, were Shobal, the father of Kirath Jearim, Salma, the father of Bethlehem, and Harath, the father of Beth Gadar. The descendants of Shobal, the father of Kirath Jearim, were Harath, half the Manathites, and the families of Kirath Jearim, the Ethrites, the Puthites, Shumanites, and the Mishrites, from whom came the people of Zorah and Israel. The descendants of Salma were the people of Bethlehem, the Netophilites, Aroth Beth Joab, the other half of the Manathites and the Zorites, and the families of scribes living at Jabez, the Terathites, the Shemethites, and the Sukathites. All these were Kenites who descended from Hamath, the father of the family of Rechab. Goodness gracious. I'm in Cali right now. I'm about to celebrate my very first 4th of July. Hey, happy 4th of July, Skit. Good to see you, bro. What's up, John? How you doing? Nugget would like to appreciate the fact that you took the effort. Love me, Sniffle Nugget has not felt love and affection, sensibility. What's going? Have a nice bone. Have Thank you. I appreciate it. That comment threw me off a little bit. Appreciate it, bro. Happy 4th of July. Have a great time. And hopefully you get to see some fireworks today. Hopefully you get to see some fireworks today. Goodness gracious, the stuttering is insane. Oh man. Um. Oh, so that number one thing means that person that was in here earlier was a mod, but they changed their name. Okay, I have to figure out who that was then. Okay. These are the sons of David who were born in Hebron. The oldest was Amnon, whose mother was Ahinoam from Jezreel. The second was Daniel, whose mother was Abigail from Carmel. The third was Absalom, whose mother was Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. The fourth was Anidanjah, whose mother was Haggith. The fifth was Shephatiah, whose mother was Abital. The sixth was Ithram, whose mother was Iglah, David's wife. These 6 sons were born to David in Hebron, where he reigned 7.5 years. Then David reigned another 33 years in Jerusalem. The sons born to David in Jerusalem included Shammua, Shobab, Nathan, and Solomon. Their mother was Bathsheba, the daughter of Ammiel. David also had 9 other sons: Ebar, Elishua, Ephelet, Noga, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Eliada, and Eliphelet. These were the sons of David, not including his sons born to his concubines. Their sister name was Tamar. The descendants of Solomon were Rehoboam, Abijah, Asa, Jehoshaphat, Jehoram, Ahaziah, Joash, Amaziah, Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, Manasseh, Amun, and Josiah. The sons of Josiah were Johanan, the oldest, Jehoiakim, the second, Zedekiah, the third, and Joash, the fourth. The successors of Joachim were his son Joachim and his brother Zedekiah. The sons of Joachim, who was taken prisoner by the Babylonians, were Shealtiel, Machirin, Pedaiah, Shenizer, Jechemiah, Hoshama, and Nadaba. The sons of Pedaiah were Zerubbabel, and Shimei. The sons of Zerubbabel were Meshulam and Hananiah. Their sister was Shelomith. His 5 other sons were Hashubah, Ohel, Berechiah, Hashidiah, and Joshab Hesed. The sons of Hananiah were Pelatiah and Jeshiah. Jeshiah's sons were Raphiah. Raphiah's son was Ornan, and Ornan's son was Obadiah. Obadiah's son was Shechaniah, and the descendants of Shechaniah were Shemaiah, and his sons Hatush, Egal, Bariah, Neriah, and Shaphat. 6 in all, the sons of Neriah were Elaniah, Hezekiah, Azrikam, 3 in all. The sons of Elaniah were Hadaviah, Elishab, Peliah, Arkub, Johanan, Johanan, Deliah, and Anani, seven in all. The descendants of Judah were Perez, Hezron, Carmi, Hur, and Shobal. Shobal's sons were Rariah was the father of Jahath. Jahath was the father of Ahumai and Lahad, and these families were the families of the Zoraites. The descendants of the descendants of Atam were Jezreel, Ishma, Idbash, their sister Hazilaponi, Penuel, the father of Gedor, and Azir, the father of Hashu. These were the descendants of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, the ancestor of Bethlehem. Goodness gracious. Boy, these names never get easier, do they? Oh my goodness. I try so hard to read these names, boy, but eventually my tongue starts to get tired. Oh man. Boy, these names never get easy though. Boy, thank anybody who stayed through that. I'm not gonna lie. Anybody who stays through that little thing that I have to go through every single day with this first with these first passages, which is always filled with so many crazy names. Thank you for staying through this entire thing. I really appreciate that. And now Acts 24, 1 through 27. 5 days later, Ananias, the high priest, arrived with some of the Jewish elders and a lawyer, Tertullus, to present the case against Paul to the governor. When Paul was called in, Tertullus presented the charges against Paul in the following addresses to the governor. You provided a long period of peace for us Jews, and with foresight have enacted reforms for us. For all of this, Your Excellency, we are very grateful to you. But I don't want to bore you, so please give me your attention for only a moment. We have found this man to be a troublemaker who is constantly stirring up riots among the Jews all over the world. He is a ringleader of the cult known as the Nazarenes. Furthermore, he was trying to desecrate the temple when you arrested him. You can find out the truth of our accusations by examining him yourself. Then the other Jews chimed in, declaring that everything Tertullus said was true. The governor then motioned for Paul to speak. Paul said, I know, sir, that you have been a judge of Jewish affairs for many years, so I gladly present my defense before you. You can quickly discover that I have arrived in Jerusalem no more than 12 days ago to worship at the temple. My accusers never found me arguing with anyone in the temple, nor stirring up a riot in any synagogue or on the streets of the city. These men cannot prove the things they accuse me of doing, but I admit that I follow the way, which they call a cult. I worship the God of our ancestors, and I firmly believe that the Jewish law and everything written in and I firmly believe the Jewish law and everything written in the prophets. I have the same hope in God that these men have, that they will have raised both the righteous and the unrighteous. Because of this, I always try to maintain a clear conscience before God and all the people. After several years away, I returned to Jerusalem with money to aid my people and to offer sacrifices to God. My accusers saw me in the temple as I was completing a purification ceremony. There was no crowd around me and no rioting, but some Jews from the province of Asia were there, and they ought to be here to bring charges if they have anything against me. Ask these men here what the crime the Jewish High Council found me guilty of, except for the one time I shouted out, I am on trial before you today because I believe in the resurrection of the dead. At that point, Felix, who was quite familiar with the way, adjourned the hearing and said, Wait until Lysias, the garrison commander, arrives. Then I will decide the case. He ordered an officer to keep Paul in custody, but to give him some freedom and allow his friends to visit him and take care of his needs. A few days later, Felix came back with his wife Drusilla, who was Jewish, sending for Paul, and they listened as he told them about faith in Christ Jesus, as he reasoned with them about righteousness and self-control, and the coming day of judgment. Felix became right. Felix became frightened. Go away for now, he replied. When it is more convenient, I'll call for you again. He also hoped that Paul would bribe him so he could send him so he sent for him quite often and talked with him. After 2 years went by in this way, Felix was succeeded by Porcius Festus, and because Felix wanted to gain favor with the Jewish people, he left Paul in prison. And now Psalms 4 1 through 8. Answer me when I call to you, O God who declares me innocent. Free me from my troubles. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you let people ruin my reputation? How long will you make good how long will you make groundless accusations? How long will you continue your lies? You can be sure of this. The Lord set apart the godly for himself. The Lord will answer when I call to him. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Think about it overnight and remain silent. Offer sacrifices in the right spirit and trust the Lord. Many people say, Who will show us better times? Let your face smile on us, Lord. You have given me greater joy than those who have abundant harvest of grain and new wine. In peace I will lie down and sleep, For you alone, O Lord, will keep me safe. And now Proverbs 18:16 through 18. Giving a gift can open doors. It gives access to important people. The first to speak in court sounds right until the cross examination begins. Flipping a coin can end arguments. It settles disputes between powerful opponents. And now the fear factor. Now the fear factor. The fear factor. Governor Felix listened to the good news of Jesus Christ, but when Paul spoke about the coming judgment, Felix's fear caused him to send Paul away. Whatever it is that causes us to fear, we have a choice. We can run from it, deny it, push it out of our way, or respond to it and surrender our lives to Christ. We face these same choices today and every day. And will we let fear cause us to ignore the truth we know, or will we courageously follow the truth we need? Let's read that last sentence one more time. Okay, let's just read the whole thing one more time. The fear factor. Governor Felix listened to the good news of Jesus Christ, but when Paul spoke about the coming judgment, Felix's fear caused him to send Paul away. Whatever it is that causes us to fear, we have a choice. We can run from it, deny it, push it out of our way, or respond to it and surrender our lives to Christ. We face these same choices today and every day. Excuse me. Will we let fear cause us to ignore the truth we know, or will we courageously follow the truth we need? And chat, that is the end of today's One Year Bible Read. Now I'm going to turn off this camera really quickly, and I'm going to ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment on today's word, and I'll be right back. Video camera. Okay, chat, we're back. Okay, so let's go back over today's word. Excuse me. Got a tickle. And now 1 Chronicles 2:18 through 4. We also read from Acts 24, 1 through 27. Then followed it up with Psalms 4, 1 through 8, and then Proverbs 18, 16 through 18 to wrap up today's read. Um, so Chronicles, we're really just going over I told you the lineage, right? So it's really nothing to talk about there. Um, it's really just lineage, family trees. Um, but from Acts, we start with Acts 24, 1 through 27, right? Um, and here we're talking about and we're showing how, how far sometimes people are willing to go to um, try to deface someone, right? That's I'm trying to figure out what word I was going to use to deface someone, right? They try to deface Paul here, um, and change the perception of Paul to everybody, right? By setting him up with his trial and making him seem like somebody that he was not, right? Um, but this also shows us how far we have to be willing to go um, with with God, right? Um, with our faith, right? They this trial right here that Paul's been going on was at least 2 years long, right? At least 2 years long, according to the verse today. Um, and he was they still had him imprisoned, and they only kept him that way in that place because the dude that left wanted to still have good favors, possibly so he can get himself back in the seat in the future, right? Um, Um, so it's really just showing us um, sometimes what's required of your faith. Sometimes people try to come around to say whatever they want to say, try to deface you in some way, right? And they'll keep trying to go, right? But the thing is, you don't bend, you don't break, and you don't fold, you know. And yeah, you know. And even if you feel like if you feel like you might, you know, um, just remember to talk to God about it, right? Um, that's where your help comes from, right? And I'm sure we'll talk about in the next couple passages for Acts about how Paul decided to talk to God about it, and then God did something for Paul, right? As long as he kept his faith. Um, but this kind of shows what kind of happens sometimes, right? Um, people come in and try to do anything, especially if they don't like what you're doing. If it has kind of like a positive impact, sometimes, and they'll try to find some kind of dirt, right? Because this place is dramatic. Because this place is dramatic. I'm not gonna lie. This place is a drama TV show. I'm not gonna lie. I think this place is a dramatic TV show because people watch too much dramatic TV. But, um, um, you know, Um, but since a lot of people live their life like it's a dramatic TV show, right? They're looking for some type of drama to start. You know, they're looking for some type of drama to start, right? Um, and and so sometimes those dramatic people will try to wrap you into their dramatic web of their life, or for the dramatic series that they call their life, right? Um, and what you have to do is, understand that this dramatic chapter in your life will not last forever. It will pass, right? Um, I've been through some dramatic phases in my life, right? And sometimes I was smiling the whole time, and sometimes I was hurt during it, right? Um, Sometimes I felt like I wanted to step away, but I always ended up coming back, right? So, um, um, yeah. So, you know, so um, the moral of the story is, um, sometimes it's trying, sometimes things is trying, sometimes life is kind of trying, um, but never throw in the towel too early. Never throw in the towel too early. You know. what does a gambler do most of the time? A gambler quits before they hit the jackpot. so so let's not be bad gamblers. You feel me? you know? Oh man, that's funny. Um, but um, but yeah. So jokes aside, right? Jokes aside, all the jokes aside, right? Um, Paul in today's parable from Acts 24, 1 through 7, he's shown great faith, right? They're trying to deface him, they're trying to take away his name, trying to take away the image that he's built, trying to make him seem like something that he's not in before the people so that they stop believing him and then they stop believing in God, right? And then they go back to believing what they were believing before. Um, and that's their whole plan. Their whole plan is to make him look bad so people stop trusting him, right? Um, but what you don't do is, you don't break in that moment because that's what they would want you to do. They would want you to break in that moment. They want to see you cry. They want to see you struggling or whatever, or feeling sorry for yourself or something, right? But never give them that satisfaction. Talk to God about it, right? And because God is not satisfied with your pain, right? God wants you to feel better, right? So um, when you decide to stop trying to go to other people who are just gonna be happy or feel some type of satisfaction from the pain or the fact that you went to them about it, just decide to go talk to God about it instead, right? Um, um, and that shows your faith. It shows your faith, but it also, you know, it builds a relationship. It shows your faith and also builds your relationship, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, um, right? And there's nothing wrong with not going to random people who don't care about you for real. Who don't care about you for real and telling them all about your life. So yeah, so I for one am a person who's going to tell you to go talk to God about it before I tell you to go talk to anybody else because these people don't really care about you for real. So you know, but it's okay, because I do. And since I care about you, I'm gonna tell you to go talk to God. I'm gonna tell you to stop telling me all your business, right? I'm gonna tell you to go talk to God about it because that's who you need to talk to in the first place. And after you do that, and after you get used to having those conversations, you're gonna feel a lot better, and you're gonna stop coming to me because it's not my job. My job is, to tell you to have a better relationship with God, not for you to be coming to me asking me for help all the time. I got other stuff I want to do in my life. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. It's just funny. It's just funny. It's a long spiel. It's funny, but um, I mean, part of it is joke, part of it is true. Part of it is like, yeah, you're supposed to tell other people to go talk to God for themselves, not for them to be trying to come to you all the time. Because then people build like weird things in their minds when they when you are the person they go to, they build weird, you know, hypotheses about you in their head, right? And then they start making you into something that you're not. So I just prefer that people don't do that because I don't want to have to deal with any repercussions because of your actions. So I always tell people they have their own choices and that you should go talk to God for yourself. I always do that. And you can ask my wife. She definitely wants me to give her answers to choices, but I always say you have your own choices. You make your own choices. You know, and if you need to talk to God, go talk to God for yourself. And you got to build a relationship for yourself. You can't come to me all the time. One day I'm gonna die. So one day I'm gonna die. I won't be here no more, right? And so all the people who overly depend on me for things are gonna be like, but you're the only person that I trust. And then this up, and then this up. So you know, yeah. So I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea, so I don't go with that idea. You know. Um, So now, but let's keep on going into Proverbs 18:16 through 18. Um, Giving a gift can open doors. It gives access to important people. The first to speak in court sounds right until the cross examination begins. Flipping a coin can end arguments. It settles disputes between powerful opponents. Right? Um, Giving a gift can open doors. So, you know, get, you give before you receive, right? So giving a gift opens doors, right? You give before you receive. So, what are you giving, right? Depending on no matter what it is you're doing, you're giving something, right? If you're doing something, you're giving something, right? So understand what you're giving, right? What is it giving? you know, What is it giving? So understanding whenever you're doing something, you're giving something. You're giving something in some way, right? So just understand what that is. So whenever you get tired of doing whatever you're doing with your life, you don't like feel like you never did anything or you never accomplished anything. Yes, you did, bro. You did something that was valuable to somebody in this world. You gave something, no matter what it is you're doing, bro. You can be working at McDonald's, right? If you give people they McDoubles with fries with a smile on your face, you gave that person a beautiful smile to look at. You give something in everything you do, right? So what are you giving? What is it giving? Right? Um, you know, and when you're like that, people want to be around you more, right? When you're around that, when you're like that, people want to be around you more, right? They want you to be in those other places, right? They want to introduce you to these other people, right? And it really opens a lot of doors. Um, and now the next verse is the first to speak in court sounds right until the cross examination begins. Um, you know, um, a lot of things sound good. A lot of things definitely sound good, right? Um, but if there's no substance behind the sounding good, right, then it's not doesn't mean anything. But now let's keep going. Flipping a coin can end arguments. It settles disputes between powerful opponents. Um, I'm not really sure about this verse. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just sit on this verse for a couple seconds here. Um, like the tug and pull, the ebb and flow, the tug and pull, the ebb and flow, right? Um, it kind of removes all the little, all the little egos from the equation here, right? Because it makes everything seem like it's up to chance, up to luck or something, right? Um, and yeah, I can definitely understand that, right? You know, it's like having a third party around, like an unbiased third party in the situation, right? And God is always an unbiased third party. Ooh, I brought it right back to God again. God is good all the time. God is good. I'm telling you, every time it comes right back to Him. And now, let's read the fear factor one more time, right? The fear factor. Governor Felix listened to the good news of Jesus Christ, but when Paul spoke about the coming judgment, Felix's fear caused him to send Paul away. Whatever it is that causes us to fear, we have a choice. We can run from it, deny it, or push it out of our way, or respond to it and surrender our lives to Christ. We face these same choices today and every day. Will we let fear cause us to ignore the truth we know, or will we courageously follow the truth we need? In chat, that is the end of day 188. Nice, crisp book close. Nice, I like that. Of day 188 of our 1 year Bible read. We're clearly past halfway now. We're clearly past halfway. So clap it up for being way clearly past halfway. Clap it up for all the people that attended today. Clap it up for 4th of July. I hope you enjoy the fireworks. And now let's hit this outro to end the stream, baby. We all got that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. Thank you for joining me for another stream on the channel, and I hope to see you again next time. I'm out of throw these to you because peace. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the fireworks, enjoy your family, enjoy your peoples that matter to you, that you care about. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. And I appreciate your presence as always. It's always appreciated. That's the best thing you can give me is your presence. And I really do appreciate that. Now you have a great and blessed rest of your day. And I'm gonna see you next time. Peace. Whoa! I like this setup.